Namaste everyone, and welcome back to our coding journey. I am your friendly Java teacher, and today, we are tackling a super important topic, Java exception handling. Have you ever seen your program crash with a scary red error message? Well, exceptions are those unexpected events that disrupt the normal flow of your program. Understanding how to handle them is crucial for building robust, stable, and user-friendly applications. In this 5-minute tutorial, we will explore what exceptions are, how to use the try-catch block, deal with multiple exceptions, and understand the finally block for cleanup. We will also look at some practical examples and common mistakes to avoid. So, grab your virtual pens, and let us get started. Alright, let us dive into our first core concept, the try-catch block, which is your first line of defense against exceptions. Imagine you are trying to perform an operation that might fail, like dividing by 0, which is mathematically impossible and will cause an arithmetic exception in Java. You want to try this operation, but also be prepared to catch any problems that arise. That is exactly what try-catch does. The code that might throw an exception goes inside the try block. If an exception occurs, the program immediately jumps to the catch block, which contains the code to handle that specific type of exception. This prevents your entire program from crashing. Think of the try block as a high wire act, and the catch block as the safety net below. If the performer falls, the net catches them, and the show can continue. It is all about graceful recovery. Now, what if your code can throw different types of exceptions? Java allows you to have multiple catch blocks for a single try block. This way, you can handle each type of exception differently. Always remember to list the most specific exception first, followed by more general ones. For example, an arrayIndex out of bounds exception is more specific than a general index out of bounds exception. If you put the general one first, the specific one will never be reached. After handling the exceptions, sometimes you have code that absolutely must execute, regardless of whether an exception occurred or not. This is where the finally block comes in. Code inside the finally block always executes, making it perfect for cleanup operations, like closing files or database connections. It ensures that resources are properly released, preventing resource leaks and maintaining system stability. Let us put these concepts into action with a practical example, reading data from a file. File operations are a classic scenario where exceptions are very common. What if the file does not exist? That is a file not found exception. What if there is an error during reading? That is an IO exception. Here, we use a try block to attempt reading the file. We then have two catch blocks, one for file not found exception and another for IO exception. Notice how we catch the more specific file not found exception first. Finally, the finally block ensures that our file reader is closed, even if an error occurred during reading. This is crucial to prevent resource leaks. This structure makes our file reading code much more robust and reliable. Observe the code carefully, and you will see how each part plays its role. While exception handling is powerful, it is also easy to make mistakes. One common mistake is using an empty catch block. This is often called swallowing an exception, where you catch an exception but do nothing with it. This hides critical errors and makes debugging incredibly difficult. Another mistake is catching exception too broadly at the top level without specific handling, which can mask underlying issues. Instead, always catch specific exceptions first. A very important best practice, especially for resources like files or database connections, is to use the try with resources statement. It automatically closes resources for you, eliminating the need for an explicit finally block to close them, making your code cleaner and safer. Remember, good exception handling is about informing, recovering, and maintaining program integrity, not just ignoring problems. And there you have it, friends. We have covered the essentials of Java exception handling. We started by understanding what exceptions are and why they are vital for robust applications. We then explored the try-catch block for handling potential errors, learned about using multiple catch blocks for different exception types, and discovered the power of the finally block for guaranteed cleanup operations. We also walked through a practical file reading example and discussed common mistakes to avoid, along with best practices like try with resources. Exception handling might seem complex at first, but with practice, it will become second nature. Keep experimenting with different types of exceptions and their handling mechanisms. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting Java tutorials. Keep coding, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coding!